Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the SX700 power supply from SilverStone. This is a 700 watt, 80 plus platinum power supply in the SFX form factor, so that's the small one. Getting down to a few stats, we can also see that printed on the box. We basically have one 12 volt rail, allegedly for the full 700 watts. I wasn't able to test this out. I don't have a power supply stress testing machine, but we'll go ahead and take their word for it. It is SilverStone after all. With respect to the 80 plus platinum level efficiency rating, they claim a 89% efficiency rating or higher over the entire power curve, so that's pretty solid. Opening the box, we're first greeted with this lovely manual. It's like thick embossed paper. I don't know why you need this. It's such high quality paper for a manual that tells you how to plug in a power supply. I'm not really sure if I'm more impressed or confused by this, but we'll go ahead and move on. The same said with the other manual. This one's like nice matte finish, has all the pictures of plugging in kit connectors. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. It's kind of wild. So when we take a look at the unit itself, standard SFX size, nice and compact, as we would expect for a SilverStone power supply. It's got a nice heft to it. It's got a nice satin black finish. SilverStone logo embossed there, very good. Looking around the unit, we have of course our standard logo, sticker, all that. Underneath, we have a 92 millimeter fan, an ultra quiet fan for whatever it's worth. Most of the back is perforated, not entirely. And listen to that nice click. That's a really good click. Looking at our outputs here on the back, we have two EPS outputs for CPUs, the standard 4-pin CPU if you need that, and then of course two PCIe and three SATA/Molex adapters or outputs are also present. That's pretty standard for the size. You can't really fit much else in an XFX power supply. As you can see, the back is pretty much full. Taking a look at these cables, they're kind of the standard flat ribbon cables that we see a lot these days. You get three Molex on one lead, as you can see here. Six SATA power leads, and they're on two cables. So we've got the one and the two, basically. But yeah, so that's pretty standard. The cables are quality. I mean, when you're paying this much for a power supply, you probably expect it to be quality. Each of the PCIe cables, if we can get the camera to focus, of course, that would be helpful. Each of the PCIe cables, those are going to be sort of the standard 6+2 pin, and there are two on each cable, so that's a total of like 4. Mostly that's just going to be for graphics cards that need dual connectors, but there you go. You can get two. Obviously, like I said, 6+2, so we're not leaving out all of the older 6-pin ones or any of the ones that are still using 6 pins. So you get two of those, and then obviously the massive 24-pin power lead. Nothing too crazy there. I will note that this, for a small like mini ITX build, this lead was a bit too long for my purposes, and I think it'd be a bit too short for other cases. But if you're doing a mini ITX build, you probably don't care if it's too short. You're probably not using a case that's that much of a problem. Those are the two EPS units or cables. They're split into 4 and 4, so in case you have an older board that's only using one of those 4-pin leads, you can do that. And look, you get a floppy adapter that's like a 4-pin Molex to floppy. Standard wall connector, nothing too crazy. You get some screws in the box. Installation on this thing was pretty easy. It's a power supply. There wasn't anything too crazy. All the cables are like the appropriate length for what my purposes were. So I think it's a great unit. I will say that the fan, if you're looking for a unit that the fan turns completely off when it's idle, this is not it. The fan will continue to run. I will say that it's not audible over any of my other stuff that I have in my office, so it doesn't spin much and it doesn't make any real noticeable noise, but it doesn't turn all the way off. So bear that in mind if you're looking for one that is completely off in sort of idle conditions. Yeah, that's about it. Really, it's a good unit. Links in the description for where you can buy this. There are also like lower end models from SilverStone, like the SX700G, I believe, which is the gold rated version of this power supply. I haven't tested it, but it's a little cheaper. So if you're not really that concerned about it being 90% efficient or more, you can probably jump on that. And yeah, really, that's about all I've got for this review. Really, really quite simple, easy to work with power supply. Not the cheapest in the world, but I never really recommend going cheap on your power supplies. So, until next time, have a good one, and thanks for watching.